Merry Christmas from our
Christmas
cat scratching post-Christmas tree. This was the most festive spot we could find to say good morning. It's Christmas Eve today.
I am about to head off to Parkrun. Parkrun is like really good at this time of year because you get Saturday is normal Saturday parkrun, and then they do a Christmas and a New Year's Day, Christmas Day, New Year's Day. Some places do it, and my local one is doing it tomorrow. So I'm going to do today and tomorrow, and I don't know how I'm going to go with this one, but this one's on the beach, all sand. Anyway,
so
I'll
for
probably
anyone
walk and run.
In Newcastle, this is the beaches one, which leaves from Dixon Park Beach. I assume goes maybe
towards Bar Beach, I think.
Right.
So I'll report back on what I think of it. It's just a novelty, and it's kind of one I want to tick off. So,
and I'm going to go for a swim. I'm going to go to Merriweather Baths, which is right nearby. Unfortunately, where I love to go swimming and went swimming a lot last year is the Newcastle Baths, currently under renovations.
For 18 months.
For 18 months. Which is such a shame because it's much closer to us and it's
easier to park.
It's a nicer, I like it's a sandy bottom. Well, it was. May not be after the renovations. Whereas the Merriweather one has like a cement kind of slimy bottom. But still, it'll be nice. I like the Newcastle one though because you can run in the sand, which is really good for my ankles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to go for a swim in the Merriweather Baths, which I haven't.
We've been there a couple of times, but we don't go there.
No, but like this.
No, we haven't swum.
No, I haven't really swum this year because it's been
cold.
But the heat is coming. Yesterday it really warmed up.
Yeah, and today it's already like 22.
Yeah.
There's a new day that will come again tomorrow. There's a new day to wash away the pain. There's a new day to take away your sorrow.
That was very, very difficult. I'll just get the beeping to stop. That was so hard. I can barely catch my breath. But I did it.
Not fun on the sand?
I'm not doing it on the sand ever again.
First and last beach park run?
They said that's the hardest one they've had all year.
Oh,
because
well, it was really high tide.
The tide was coming in and it was really high. So all of the sand was so soft and it was just,
and you were walking
hot.
In the waves, I saw at one point.
Some parts, like I've got watermarks up over my knee.
So that was a different kind of park run.
Yeah, and it's done.
It was interesting in the baths as well. There was a real swell in there.
What I enjoyed was that my work colleague's daughter's out from New Zealand, and she does park run there. So she came. She's come from New Zealand. She does park runs there, and she did it with me, and it was really nice. She could have probably done it a bit faster than me, but she doesn't run it her normal one much faster than what I do. So we were kind of a bit on par.
Were you walking or running? Because I saw you walking.
I walked most of it.
Okay, yeah.
I ran at the start and she turned up late, so she ran to catch up with me. And then I was running 100, walking 100 for maybe a K, and then I walked most of it. And then we ran the last 400 metres.
Right.
So,
and it was like you were going back and forth just up to Merriweather.
Yeah, and they announced that normally it's much longer. Normally it's 2 laps, but they were restricted with how far down they could go on each end because of the water. So yeah, anyway, it's done. It's not one that I'm happy to do again or need to do again, but it's a cool one. If you're a park runner,
it's beautiful. It is beautiful. I was just like, I just feel like Christmas is back on now that the sun's out. Going for a swim at the beach, it felt very Christmassy to me. There was so many people, and I saw our neighbours,
Ed and Jess. So I came 30th. There was only 34 people that finished.
34.
But there were more than 34 people that started, because there were definitely more than that behind me. There would have been at least 10. So some people just went, forget it, this is too hard.
Maybe they went for a swim.
Anyway, we are now just got some cooking and stuff that we're going to do, getting ready for Christmas. I'm not sure if Erica told you, but we are doing the cooking for her family for Christmas Day. I'm going to smoke a ham, so I'm going to do that today. So I'll show you the process. First time I've ever done it, so we'll see how it goes. And I'm going to smoke some chickens tomorrow morning. And Erica's doing a potato bake, some carrots or something.
Yeah, I don't know what I'll
Caesar salad.
I'll kind of just get all the bits and pieces that
ready
I can
to go.
Like the croutons and whatnot, yeah. But first we're going to have some breakfast because we're both starving. And we're putting on a load of washing all that stuff that just came back from the beach. So that is where we're at this morning. So we did all of our grocery shopping yesterday. Because we didn't want to have to go to the shops on Christmas Eve. But of course, there's a few things that we've realised we now need. Dan needs some bourbon for the chickens, apparently. So we're going to Woolworths. Wish us luck.
Oh, stinks like bourbon in here. I don't know whether the bourbon was a good idea. But this is the brine.
Oh, it's very dark. So that's for the chicken.
Yeah. And I'm just making sure that's dissolved. It mostly is. There's just a little bit of graininess there. So hopefully that will be okay. And the next step is taking the skin off this and leaving the fat. We'll see how I go with that. I'd prefer to not do it on camera. It's probably going to be easiest to come from this end.
Yeah, I would
come
reckon.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the skin actually just came off that really easily. It's just that tiny little bit that I'll cut off, and then I'm going to score it and get the smoker ready for it. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a lot of smoke rolling here. We're at 260. I want to get it to 275, but there's a lot of smoke and I don't want to waste it, so I'm going to pop it in. So I've got it in a tray, and I'm going to... And the plan is to squeeze that orange juice all over it, let it smoke and get the smoke onto the ham for a bit, and then I'm going to glaze it. I'm also going to put that hot water in the bottom of the tray.
So it's already like cooked and smoked, so it's going to be double smoked and glazed eventually. Is there a point to the orange juice, or is that
just to have something for it to kind of stick to, he said. So now the goal is to get it to about 130, and then I'll glaze it, and I've got to make the glaze on the stove, but I don't need to do that yet because it's going to take a while. So the ham has been in for just over an hour. I'm going to have a look at it now, see what it looks like. So that looks like it's coming along nicely. You can see the fat is kind of cooking off, and I will put the glaze on maybe in the next half an hour or so and start making it taste really yummy.
Meanwhile, it just poured with rain.
I know, and it's so gross out here now.
It's really humid. Ooh. Coming along. What are you going to do now?
I'm going to baste it now. So I've made this, which is pretty much pure sugar. Ooh. The fat was quite really thin.
That's alright.
So I tried my best to not cut through to the meat, because that happens, the fat comes off. The one I got from Costco last year was really had a lot of fat on it.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah, it was too much.
It wasn't very pleasant to eat.
No.
You kind of had to take it off. Is that we'll do this today, like glaze it and everything, and then cool it down and pop it in the fridge, and maybe slice it up here in the morning, and we'll just have it cold for lunch, because Dan's going to smoke the chickens, which we're also having for lunch, and we kind of didn't want to have to have the chickens and the ham hot trying to get it over to my sister's place. So I think that is the best option. We just won't have the beautiful, you know, glazed ham for everyone to look at.
I also didn't like put the cloves and that in it because I knew we weren't going to be presenting it that way. So, all right. So my plan is now to do that every 15 minutes until it comes up. It says to get it to 130, which seems a bit high to me. It's a very, very big piece of meat, and I've got the probe tube into about there.
Right. Also, it's cooked, so it's not like it's raw.
So I'll probably do it a few times and see how it goes, but I want it to look all nice and sticky.
Yeah. Now that Dan's mostly finished in the kitchen, I will come in here.
Did you just say I'd made a mess in the kitchen?
No, I said now that you've mostly finished.
Oh, I thought you said made a mess. I'm like, we know who makes the mess in the kitchen, and it ain't me.
No, so I'm going to pop some eggs onto boil because I'm going to make deviled eggs. But what I thought I would do was just like boil them, cut them in half, get the yolks out, and then make the mixture that I want to fill them with, and then I'll actually just pop them in the fridge and fill them tomorrow. And I'm also going to get our potato bake kind of partially ready, so I'm going to assemble it and bake it without any cheese on the top until the potatoes are cooked, and then we'll cool it down, pop it in the fridge, and then tomorrow at my sister's we can kind of heat it through
and cook the cheese
and make it all nice and bubbly on the top. So I think that's the best option because it's also always the most popular side dish at our family Christmas, and we always run out. So I was like, I want to make.
We would do like 3 trays of potato bake. There's 11 people, and it would go.
So I wanted to make a big one, but I also don't want to be sweating on it cooking. You know, you're waiting for the potato bake to cook tomorrow. So I think if it's like cooked and we're just heating it up, that's probably a good option. I know I say this all the time, but I love the egg boiling function in the Thermomix. It's the only way to boil eggs, I'll tell you. I'm probably going to do a dozen, even though I won't make a dozen boiled deviled eggs, but I know that some of them are probably not going to peel very well because the eggs are quite fresh. And if there's any like boiled eggs left over, we will eat them after Christmas, so all good. So you just put a litre of water in, then your eggs, pop the lid on, and then you just choose how you want them. So I'm probably going to go hard boiled because we're doing deviled eggs, and it'll ding when it's ready. So I've boiled the eggs, and there was a couple that didn't fare so well when I peeled them, but overall not too bad. And I'm just kind of getting the yolks out and popping these into this container. So I'm just going to pop them in the fridge like this, and they'll be ready to fill tomorrow. And then I'm going to make the filling just in this little blender. So shouldn't take too long. We had in the fridge some like garlic and herb cream cheese that we bought a while ago for something. So I think people were coming over or something, and we just never used it. So I thought I might just use some of that in with the egg yolks. That could be yummy. Just not sure if it might be a little bit too kind of thick, but I could just add a little bit of something to thin it down.
Cream or something, or milk or something.
Yeah. So, yes. So
Did you do 12 to compensate for the casualties?
I did. So those two, I probably maybe those 3 I went. Or that one where the yolks kind of it's not going to fill nicely.
No.
So maybe I'll leave those ones, which we will then just eat during the week. I guess because we don't normally cook for large groups.
No,
I have no
ever.
idea. This is 2 kilos of potatoes, and I was just like, is that too much? But we're using this jumbo baking dish, so
Are we going to cut them with the mandolin thing?
Yes, 100%. So much easier.
Are we peeling them?
What do you think?
Peel them. I can peel them.
Yeah.
If you want to peel them, I'll peel them. Yeah.
Slice them with the mandolin. Slice the onion with the mandolin as well. It makes it so much. Like, it takes a bit of time.
It's better than cutting it. And
so much, and you get perfectly nice thin. I can't cut them as evenly and nice as thin as the mandolin does. So the eggs are all done. I've just got some to go in the fridge, the rejects, and then I'm going to make the filling and pop these in the fridge. So this was the cheese that we had in the fridge. Spring onion and chive Cretan cheese, and I just put a little bit of cream to kind of thin it out a bit, but I think it looks pretty good. Do you want to have a taste test, Dan?
oh, that tastes delicious.
Does it?
It tastes really good.
Flavourful enough?
Yeah, definitely.
Doesn't need any.
You get
other
the chives. Was there chives in it?
Yeah, the spring onion and chives.
Yeah.
And then so I'm just going to pop this probably into a Ziploc bag in the fridge, and then in the morning I'll pipe it on there, and I'll just get some chives out of the garden and sprinkle chives on top. Easiest ever deviled egg filling.
Bloody easier than the potatoes.
Dan's on peeling duties over here. Honestly, this mandolin is very good for situations like this. I wouldn't say we use it regularly, but when we do need to use it, it really comes in handy. So I just sliced 4 onions. It took me
in like 2 minutes.
Couple of minutes, and look how thin they are. Like, you just can't get them that thin without it. I just picked some thyme as well from the garden. So we're gathering our ingredients. Want to go sideways?
Yeah.
So you don't have to really put pressure. You're just holding it there, and then you just slide this in and out, and that's kind of cutting it. And then once it gets below there, you can use that to protect your fingers from getting sliced. And then in here,
they're so
you end up with lovely, perfect, paper thin slices.
And it means it'll cook quicker than if you sliced it with your hand.
Well, and more evenly, kind of, because they're a bit more consistent. So I'm going to start slicing these, and then we'll get to layering.
Looks pretty good.
Very shiny.
Very shiny. This is not the best thing to have cooked it in, by the way.
Oh, really?
It's too flimsy.
Happy with that?
Yeah, I think so. It'll, as it like cools, it'll go sticky. Right? I think. Yeah.
Okay. The world's biggest potato bake is here. So I've just got layers of the thinly sliced potato, some onion, salt, pepper, thyme, and a bit of cheese in between. And then I just put some cream on the top. I've not measured anything or followed a recipe, so that's a little risky for Christmas Day, but I'm just going to leave it now. So I'm not going to pop cheese on the top yet. I'm going to cover it with foil, and then I'm going to pop it in the oven to cook until, like, the, you know, it's kind of really tender. I'm guessing it's going to probably take an hour and a half or something, because this is a big heavy dish. And then I'll get it out and cool it down. I'm also going to do some roasted carrots tomorrow. So I'm just going to, I got these Dutch carrots at Woolworths that I thought looked nice. So I'm just kind of chopping off most of the top, and then I'll give them a good wash ready for tomorrow. What is going on out here?
The brine is happening.
The chuggies are having a little bath.
Now they don't look like they're submerged, but they will.
Yeah, they
and the water will. I wanted to try and keep this as whole as I could. Oh, that's going to work perfectly.
Perfect.
So that's going to keep them down and cold overnight. And then in the morning, you won't get to see this process, unfortunately.
Well, we can keep the vlog going if you want.
I'll take them out in the morning, dry them off, clean them up. Like, there's a bit of kind of fatty, dangly bits that I'll cut off. Then I'll season them and pop them in the smoker tomorrow morning.
Okay, I think this is my last job for the day. The potato is in the oven. and I've just got some bacon on. So we're doing a Caesar salad. So I've got some bacon on, and I'm going to do some croutons as well. I just had some like leftover bits of sourdough that were in the freezer when I got them out. So yeah, that's about it. And then I'll just have to do the rest in the morning. Yesterday I made a cheesecake, which is what we're going to have for dessert. And my mum is bringing like a Christmas pudding and whatnot. But most people will probably eat the cheesecake, I'm guessing. So I'll decorate that tomorrow. In more important news, it is Christmas Eve. What movie are we going to watch?
You could have told me. Movie. I want to watch The Holiday.
The Holiday? That's a nice one.
But we'll see. We might do a bit of research on... I don't want to watch another bad one. We watched a bad one last night. It had Lindsay Lohan.
It's the Netflix Christmas movie this year, Falling for Christmas.
It was
terrible. Do not watch it. But we have watched two.
We watched
really
Elf,
Christmas ones,
which we really enjoyed. And what was the other one?
The Grinch.
Oh, the Grinch. One. Yeah, so they were both good. So yeah, we'll pick one tonight, and I'm not picking a crappy Netflix one again.
I was just going to mention as well, we have a few fun things planned in the next couple of months. So over New Year's we'll be going to Canberra because Dan's got a couple of park runs that she would like to do there. Queen Bee Anne, what's the other one? Jerembombera, something like that. Anyway, J and Q for the alphabet. Because they do the extra one on New Year's Day, so she can do one on Saturday, which is New Year's Eve, and one on Sunday, which is New Year's Day. And then we'll film a little video of while we're down in Canberra. We're going to film a backyard finished renovations video.
That 45 times.
Then we are going to Orange for another park run. We've got a bit of a long weekend. It just worked out that way with time off. So we're going to head out to Orange for 3 nights, I think. Dan's going to do the park run. We're going to check out Orange.
If there's anything we should do in Orange, let us know.
Yes, that would be handy. If anyone knows any fun things. Seems there's a lot of wineries and stuff like that, which... Anyway. And then the third little trip we have planned in January is to Inverell for park run. Obviously, you can see the theme here. But we're staying in a really cool place that has like a kind of thermal pools. So we will definitely be vlogging all of those trips. So that should be fun. So if you aren't already, make sure you subscribe so you can come along with us on those fun adventures. And my croutons and bacon are done now, and I think I'm gonna clock off the kitchen for today. Dinner time.
Yeah, so this is like a, what was it, cranberry and
it was like a
gingerbread or something.
A boneless chicken roast with some sort of stuffing that we got at Woolworths yesterday when we were like, what do we want for dinner on Christmas Eve? So we got this and some roast veggies. We
didn't want to do like a massive cook up because obviously we're doing that for tomorrow. So we
just bought 2 things that we just had to shove in the oven basically. It smells really good, so I'm hoping that it is delicious.
Interesting.
Interesting. That's not a good thing. Oh, it looks good.
Doesn't seem to be holding together, unfortunately, but Christmas Eve dinner is served.
Is our little Christmas Eve
and we've
roast
got
dinner.
Some Maggie beer.
Went with the
gravy.
Fancy gravy, seeing it was Christmas Eve.
We also had the kind of spiced ginger beer that we bought when we were in Bundaberg, which was like July. We haven't drunk many of those that we bought, But
this
was the
one.
occasion.
Yeah, this felt right, didn't it?
Oh, it's nice. I really like that.
Have you enjoyed your Christmas Eve?
Yeah, I've enjoyed doing the smoking because I don't really do it as much as I would like to because it's so difficult with the smoking because there's only the two of us.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like when we do it, it feels not kind of worth it, or that I got to cook a big piece of meat and we just like don't hardly eat any of it.
We do. We freeze it normally.
The pork that I do, I've been taking for lunches, and it's delicious.
Are you looking forward to Christmas?
Yeah. I probably enjoyed these 2 days more than what I'm probably going to enjoy Christmas, to be honest.
Why?
Because I had yesterday off and today off, and I've got Christmas Day. I don't know, it's just been nice being us and doing our own thing. This should be like a tradition where we kind of have our own Christmas Eve dinner.
Really?
Well, last year we did something like this for Christmas Day because we were by ourselves and we quite liked it. And so...
I was just going to say it kind of depends how Christmas Eve falls. It's been nice with Christmas Day being a Sunday because it's felt like not rushed or hectic or anything because normally, you know, you can work Christmas Day is like a Thursday or something and you're just working like a normal day on Christmas Eve and then you've got to do all your stuff after work. No, it's been nice. I've enjoyed it.
If you have enjoyed coming along on our Christmas Eve cooking extravaganza, give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching and we will see you next week. Bye.